Hi, I'm Nancy. Welcome to my channel Running with Scissors. In today's edition of #Friday Sews, I'm going to tell you all about the wrap dress that I made, plus a few other things I'd like to talk to you about as well. Don't go away. Well, if you've been watching my channel, you know I made a wrap dress about a year or so ago, and I did not like it. And I think it was my fault because of the fabric choice. Wrap dresses need to be more, I don't know, slinky, flowy. I made my wrap dress out of more of a cotton fabric, a woven fabric, and it just didn't have the flow. And when I sat down, it would open. And I'd be, pulling at my dress to try and get it to close. And so I only wore it the one time. I just didn't like it. And I thought, I just don't think I like wrap dresses. Well, I came across a wrap dress pattern when I was buying all those patterns from Hobby Lobby's 99 sale. And I found this McCall 7893. And I just love it. I love the way it looks. I thought I'm going to give a wrap dress another try. And here's the line drawings. It says it's to be made with stretch knits, interlock, cotton knits, and jersey. And I thought, I'm going to try it. I think that was my problem. I just used the wrong fabric. So, let me show you the fabric I used. It's this knit with my little leopard print. I love it. When I was looking at the notions I need for this, they mentioned I needed a knit interfacing. I never used a knit interfacing before. Now, when I make my knit dresses and tops, I would of course reinforce the shoulders to keep them from stretching, but this actually called for knit interfacing. Well, I couldn't run to Joann's to buy it. I even looked on Hobby Lobby's site, and they didn't really have what I wanted, so I ordered it from Amazon. Came the next day. And I tell you, I'm glad I did. I got quite a bit of it because I'm going to use it more often. They wanted you to use the interfacing along the front, here and here. And then I also used it when I did the hem. I did the hem because I made the dress on my serger, but there's some things you have to do on your sewing machine, and one of them was the hemming. So I thought, well, if I'm using that interfacing here, and I just sewed, and of course you did the top stitching with your machine, and it sewed up beautifully because you had the interfacing to give you more stability. I went ahead and I fused some around the bottom of the dress and folded it up, and the hem just came out really great. So I'm going to be using that more often. So as I said, I did the seams on my serger, changed the thread to black. Now there's one part, I believe it's on the right side, there is a hole for you to put your, let me find it, where'd it go? So you can put your little tie in. So it goes through the hole. Now, I didn't really want to sew it on my machine because, I was afraid, sometimes the feed dogs will grab it. So what I decided to do, I went ahead and sewed that seam where there's supposed to be a hole, for your tie. I did it on the serger, and then the spot where there was supposed to be a hole, I just went ahead and picked it. And then I just sewed around it on my machine, around the hole to reinforce it, and that worked out great. One thing about this pattern, it doesn't really explain to you how you tie the dress. So, I put it through the hole, and I think, well, I can't tie it here. Thing's this long. And then I realized you put it through, you bring the tie all the way around back and bring it around to the front, and then you tie it. And I have to tell you, I really, really like this dress. I wore it to church Sunday. It's very comfortable. And I tell you, when I first got it finished, I put it on, I walked around, I sat down, I crossed my legs, and that dress stayed put. It didn't open up because of the nature of the fabric. You use that woven fabric, especially when it's a stiffer woven, and it just doesn't lay right. And that was my problem with that other dress. So yeah, I really, really like this. And I will show you pictures at the end of the video with me wearing. I've got a couple pictures of me wearing it and also a picture of me walking so you can kind of see how it flows. So yeah, I think maybe I like wrap dresses after all, if you pick the right fabric. So let's see, what else do I want to talk to you about? I always make a list. I've got 2 Christmas parties coming up. One is for the American Sewing Guild, you know, my local chapter, and we always have a carry-in, and then we have a little gift exchange. And of course, being a sewing community, a sewing group, you got to bring something you make. So I thought what I would make, and also not only for that night, but the very next day I have another Christmas party with my life group at church. We also have a little carry-in and a gift exchange, and I decided to make 2 of these. I'm going to make 2 of these. It's from McCall's Crafts, 6338. I'm going to make the little casserole carrier right there, the little casserole carrier, and it's, you know, it's got the insulation in it, and then it's got a handle. If you look at the line drawings, you can get a little better look. There's a handle on it, and I thought I will make 2 of those, one for each party. And also, if you look right next to the carrier and underneath the bag, and as you notice, there's 2 bags, and there's also a bottle carrier. There's a little hot pad right there. See the hot pad? I made one just to see how it would be. And here it is. There's the back. And there it is. It's kind of neat because when you put it together, it's kind of like when you put in a box together and you put one flap under the other flap, you know, so they stay closed. This is where you take the first flap and you stick it under the 4th flap. The fabric is a little bit heavy. I had a little trouble trying to poke the corners out. This fabric is the kind of fabric maybe you would use for pillows or upholstery. It's got that kind of heavy fabric, and I think when I make another one, I'll make a fabric that's not quite so heavy, because that's why I think I had trouble poking out the corners. But it is a hot pad. It's not a not nothing you would use to get something out of the oven with. It's actually it's more sturdy, and you would set that on your table, and you'd put a hot pan or a bowl or something like that on your table. But I think it came out really pretty, and I was thinking about maybe making 1 or 2 to go with each of the carriers. So that's what I have planned. I've got one cut out already, and so that's what I've got in the works, to make a couple of those carriers. And then I said that was on Monday the 15th, and the next party was the next day on the 16th. Well, 2 days later on the 18th is my wedding anniversary, mine and my husband's wedding anniversary, 49 years. Well, my husband bowls with a man on his league, and he and his wife had the exact same anniversary as us, same day, same year. Last year we went out to dinner. Well, this year Rudy says, how about let's go into that dinner theater? There's a dinner theater down about an hour from our house. And what they're showing is Scrooge the musical. And I thought that would be fun. So that's what we're going to do. And I thought, well, I got to make something to wear. So my first thought was I'd like to make a dress, and I'd like to make a red dress. So let me show you the pattern I plan on using. This actually came from my stash, and it is a Butterick. It is 6779, and it has a jumpsuit and a dress, but I'm making that red dress, and it just happens to be red. I'm going to make a red dress with that asymmetrical hem, and she even has cover buttons. Isn't that pretty? And here's your line drawings. So I thought I want to make a red dress. So I ordered some fabric from Fabric Mart. I love Fabric Mart. I've never had any problem with any other fabric, even their mystery bundles. I love their fabric. So I ordered some fabric, and it is a rich red, 100% polyester charmeuse. Well, I ordered this on Sunday night, just a few nights ago, and the very next day, I got an email saying, we're having a lunch special from 11 to 1. You get $1 off on shipping. I thought, oh man, I just ordered last night. Well, I ordered it on a Sunday night, and I was told in my email that it wouldn't come until the next Monday. It came today. 4 days after order, it came today. So I get it out. Really funny about charmeuse. I pulled it out of the bag. My first thought was, ooh, isn't this pretty? And it is pretty, isn't it? This is the wrong side. But even the wrong side is pretty. And I suppose if you didn't want it to be too shiny, you can make it on this side. So you open it up. Let's look at the right side. And oh my word, is this pretty? I cannot wait to make this dress. Let me open it up, and there is the right side. What do you think of that? Isn't that beautiful? I do like red, and it's close to Christmas, and I just think it's gorgeous, and I cannot wait to make that dress. But I want to make those carriers first. I want to get those done first. They won't take that long. The pattern looks fairly simple. I don't think I'll have any problem with that. I did have to order some more of that Insulbright. In fact, that's what I thought was coming when I heard someone at the door. I thought that was my Insulbright because it was supposed to come today, and that's what I thought it was. And then I opened up the bag, and it was my fabric. So I'm going to make those two, get those done. Then I'm going to make that dress to wear when we go to the dinner theater. I'm really excited to making that. So pretty. Let's see, anything else I need to tell you? Oh, I almost forgot. Let's back up a little bit to my American Sewing Guild meeting. Not only are we going to have the gift exchange, but this year our president said, let's have a tacky apron contest. And so you can either make an apron or you can buy an apron. Some people have actually gone to a thrift store and found Christmas aprons, and then they kind of did something to make them even more tackier. And so if anybody wants to do that, you can, make an apron or find an apron and then embellish it, and then we'll have a little walkway, a little runway, and we will show our aprons. So I haven't done that yet. I need to find me an apron. I think I might run over to the thrift store and see if they have any aprons there and what I can do with to make them tacky. So that's another thing we have going on. Okay, let's see here. One thing I want to ask you. The last 2 years I did a Vlogmas. Now, if you're not familiar with that, a lot of the different vloggers will do something called Vlogmas for Christmas. And they usually put out a video from December 1st to the 24th. And there's different things you can talk about, what you've been sewing. The last couple of years, I had found a couple of those advent calendars. 2 Christmases ago, I found one with a little house, and each little door had a little sewing notion in it. Last year was kind of a bust, I think. I found this one. I thought it would be kind of fun. It was every day you'd open up this door on your computer, and there'd be a PDF pattern, but they were really bad. If you watched that last year, they were bad. I think I made 4 of them. And the rest of them, they'd pop it up and go, well, I would never wear that. And I would waste my fabric or my time on that. So I've got quite a few of them still in my computer. I need to delete them. So I wasn't sure what to do. Would you watch a Vlogmas every day? Would you rather maybe if I do one, do it weekly? Oh, last year I also did the Christmas story. I did a little bit of the Christmas story every single day, and until we got to the 24th and finished it up. That's something I could do. I could just do a weekly thing. Some people do their Vlogmas on the shorts, and that's a lot quicker to do shorts. Or would you just rather I not and say, oh, I'm not interested in that? I want to know what you think. It is a lot of work. I always say if when you have to do this every day, that means I have to fix my hair and put makeup on. I don't want to scare you by looking my au naturel self. But yeah, what do you think? Is that something you would like me to do to continue on? I can find something to talk about for 24 days, or just do it weekly. Whatever you think, and whatever you like. I know not everybody does them, and I know it is a lot of work, but I don't mind doing it if it's something you think you're interested in, you'd like to watch. Okay, well, I think that's everything on my list that I want to talk to you about. And don't go away, because I am going to show you pictures of me in my wrap dress. I'm pretty proud of that. Remember that I do have that private group on Facebook. Just click on the link and I will okay your membership. That way you can share your makes, and you can comment on other people's items that they've made, that they've shared with us. If you haven't subscribed, I would absolutely love it if you would. I'll be here next week, so stay tuned. Ring the notification bell so you know when I've come back with another video. Y'all take care. God bless. Goodbye.